What's up, YouTube? Capital G, DN Duel Commentary. Yes, we have some good decks here. We have Save 921, 464 versus Super Pro Yu-Gi-Oh! 635. Keep in mind, again, all the ratings got reset today, not even yesterday. This looks like it may be Super Pro's first turn because his graveyard is minimal. He normal summons Helix. He did appear to search Sacrifice. He's going to equip it and I guess just beat over Lovable Chain. Now, I don't know, obviously, what Lovable Chain dumped or what he uses effect for or what. Man, the price of that card is just nothing now. So glad I traded mine for a Dante like about a month ago. Alright, so I guess Save is probably thinking, do I want to use Valk? Oh, okay. Maybe not. I guess he's going to pitch Kaleidoscope to save his Lovable Chain. The problem is now it could trigger and he could obviously pendulum back. Now he cannot normal. He already burnt this normal on Helix. So he's going to pendulum. He's going to put disc in the pendulum scale. I guess just get his dudes back. Now it is my personal opinion that I think Qliphort, this format, should probably be running double recreates. And oh, okay, Ganir is under the protection of Jin. Fair enough. Okay. So obviously with Jin on the field, he can't pendulum summon. Misplay for him. That was something I did not realize. So it looks like he's really going to have to get the job done with his normal summon, or he's just going to have to find a way to kill Ganir, which is going to be like, if he had more sacrifices, it would be easy. But the fact that he doesn't have any more sacrifices is it's really, really difficult. Now, I have seen some Qliphort players running Swords at Dawn just because it gets them sacrifice back. And like, honestly, the card is just that good. You know what I mean? And usually you can get the sacrifice anytime you have Scout out. So it was better when Snatch Steal was still a card, because then you could get Snatch Steal back and you could just get your Snatch Steal from the graveyard and shit. But, you know, can't have everything. Now there's probably only one and a half relevant equip cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! I would say that Neff Shutoff Fusion is probably the second one. So I'm going to definitely say advantage Save 921 just because Ganir is really, really good in this matchup, because at any time you can kill Qliphort Scouts, and obviously you have the monsters on board, and having it with a Jin locked onto it is even better. I guess he must have removed like a Unicorn or something like that too. So if he's going to use Lovable Chains to stack, then he's probably going to put Manju Sanju on there. That's like the only thing that I would want on top of my deck, honestly. Alright, so predictably, that's what he's going to do. And this duel could definitely wrap up in the next turn or so. Assuming that Super Pro Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't draw like a board clearer. Like if he draws Dark Hole or Regeki, he could probably get back in the game. But if he doesn't draw it now, it's probably over. And he'll definitely eat some big damage here. Alright, so. And then the fact that you have to also, the fact that you have to pay 800 for Scout. I mean, Qliphort is a deck that does not want to take direct attacks because they already have, they already pay too many life points with Skill Drain and Scout. You know what I mean? I guess it's lucky for them that Skill Drain is at 1 now. Looks like he's going to pay for Scout. Okay. He gets Carrier out. That Jin is actually doing a lot of work right now. Oddly enough. Looks like he'll attack. Save could easily just use the effect of Ganir again. Okay, so it looks like he doesn't opt to use Ganir. Main phase 2 upstart. I agree with that because you don't really know what you're in for until you've gone through the battle phase. Looks like Manju's played. Super Pro doesn't have anything he can do about that. I don't know, man. I think you need a board wipe right about now, because now Ganir just got another bullet in her chamber. So he gets Kaleidoscope. Even if he doesn't activate it, that's still another bullet for him. Vanities is played, which means he technically can chain by giving up the Unicorn, but then it would still fizzle anyway. So what would be the point? That is the question. Will he chain the Gunir? Although if he has two Nekroz, like if one is a unicorn and one is like a Valk, then you could just give up the Valk and blow up the vanities, and that would work. You'd still get your unicorn on the field. So he hits that one vanity's emptiness. That card is limited. Oh my goodness. It's crazy, right? I remember people were pulling these out of Secret Force and they were like, I got a vanities. I'm like, okay, you realize that card's gonna be worth nothing now. So yeah, $1.76. Even if it wasn't limited, the card wasn't gonna be worth that much because the market got flooded with them. Everybody who wasn't playing vanities, you know, decks like Spirit Beast and whatnot, they didn't need them, so they could sell them for $4 or $5, you know. If you're playing a deck like Shadows and you were buying the Secret Forces or something like that, then you could just pull vanities and sell it for $3, $4 because you didn't need it. What did you care? Now that the card is limited, everybody has to get rid of their other copies. So, all right, looks like he's going to do exactly what I thought he was, or exactly what I thought would be the best case, which is essentially, that could not have worked out better for him. Oh my goodness. Super Pro Yu-Gi-Oh! That was huge. I say that that's huge because obviously not only does Gunir get trapped with the Fiendish Chain, but then Manju can't do anything and he's stuck with Unicorn in his hand. That was huge. So now you see he's going to activate that Unicorn to get Brio. There's nothing he can really get right now that does anything, to be honest. His Manju is going to die regardless. And this is what you don't want for Qliphort. Or this is what you don't want Qliphort to have. You don't want them to basically be able to keep you on their vanities and stack up their resources because he will eventually be able to tribute summon over that. Now he gets a Valkyrus, but is that a card you want to have knowing you're immediately going to have to burn it? If he attacks in the Manju, are you going to burn the Valk? Like, I don't know if I'd want to do that. Like, would I feel comfortable doing that? I thought that was what he'd get, but I just didn't think that it did anything. Because all you're doing is trading your Valk all you're doing was trading your Brio for a neg 1 in Valk, which means you're back to top decking. And you have a Manju, but you can't do anything with it. It doesn't matter what ritual spell or ritual monster you top, can't use them. So you see he does exactly what I thought he would do. He goes right after the Manju. And he lets it die to keep his Valk. And you see him pass. I think honestly, I think he's going to search out Stealth. And I think he's going to bounce his vanities. That's what I think he's going to do. It's going to be risky, don't get me wrong. It's going to be a very risky play. But that is the play that I would do. I would tribute summon and I would bounce my vanities. That way I would attack your dang on Gunir. And your Gunir would basically, if you didn't Valk it, yeah, it would die, but then I'd still have vanities and I'd have a 28 monster on board, and then I'd pendulum summon all my dudes in defense mode just to like be safe. If you have Regeki, then it is what it is. Like, that's just too good. But that would be the play that I would do right here. So he's getting Helix. Interesting. Tributes for Helix so that he can bounce. Okay, fair enough. I guess if he bounces the Gunir, it doesn't really matter. I thought the stealth play might be a little better because you get the essentially pendulum summon, but that play still works. Now he can't play Scout anymore, so that's a problem. He activates reinforcements of the army. He definitely needs an Armageddon Knight here. If he's playing Armageddon Knight, he could run this back. But if he's not, I don't know. I don't think Colossus is going to do it. Armageddon Knight could send Dragon to the graveyard, and it could pop the Fiendish Chain, which could pop the Vanities, or check that, pop the face down and then pop the Vanities. Looks like he's going to banish his spells to get a mirror. And then he just passes turn. Yeah, see, now is when you want to get Stealth. Stealth would be just the nuts here because you could tribute your two guys, you could bounce your Fiendish Chain, and then you'd be able to reuse Fiendish Chain just in case your opponent top decked a Manju Sanju. Or, I mean, if they break your Vanities, then obviously you have another backup defensive card. He's going to get another Rhoda. I believe that should buy him another turn with Valk. He gets Sharit. He could just set it. It looks like he sets one. Keep in mind that this dude is currently 2,700, so it's significantly bigger than Sharit. Oh, why didn't he tribute summon? All right, well, he's just going in. I think we have a scoop phase here. Yeah, it looks like we got a scoop phase from Save 921. And hey man, looks like Qliphort is still legit, guys. I mean he hit the floodgate card when he needed it the most, and he was able to basically overwhelm him. And that was with a Gungnir plus a Jin, and I didn't really see any misplays, but definitely good games all around. Thank you guys for watching as always. I'm going to be doing a ton of recording today, so I'm probably going to be doing about 4 or 5 more matches.